Mr. Gigi from the Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Make sure you click that like button. I appreciate it. Click the subscribe button too. I appreciate it. I'm live from downtown Kansas City, Missouri. And extremely cold out here. It's 40 degrees. But you got to remember, when you got buildings, skyscrapers, and all that stuff out there, it's cold. So anyways, without further ado, I apologize about my last video. For some reason, when I went live, man, I went live for about an hour. And when I stopped the live stream, for some reason, that shit stopped at about 5 minutes, man. It was like 4 minutes and some seconds, man. That's not cool. So we're gonna see. And if got any more issues going live directly from YouTube, when I'm gonna end up doing just using some of my third-party apps, you know. So but anyway, this is another MGTOW walking rant. You know, press the like button as you come in. Press the subscribe button if you're new. This is Mr. GG, Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Let me go ahead and put on my Do Not Disturb, because I don't want nobody, coming in and, fucking up the stream and shit, calling me up on the phone, harassing me, all that shit, man, Anyways, without further ado, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Some of you guys are starting to wake up, come in. Some of you guys probably will be looking at this stream later on in your own leisure time, Hopefully it doesn't cut out. Hopefully everything goes through smoothly. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Central Standard Time, downtown Kansas City, Missouri. You guys look at the title. The title is talking about dealing with people with selective hearing and selective listening issues. I want to talk about that this morning. I did cover this segment over on TikTok, but I never did cover it on YouTube. So I said, let me cover this shit on YouTube. All right. Selective hearing. People who have selective hearing issues and also to selective listening. It's probably the most irritating, most pieces of shit I've ever experienced. Okay. Now, you guys, I'm about to head to go get me some coffee and get me a shot or something, man. And then I'm going to head back to my destination and everything. I got some shit I got to do this morning to knock out some bills. But I thought I would go ahead and get on this live real quick, holler at you guys real quick. So again, click that like button as you come in. Click the subscribe button too. I really appreciate it. Engage in the chat. I appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. So you guys starting to come in, man. They're coming in a little faster this morning than last time. So good morning. But anyway, so we want to talk about this morning about individuals with selective hearing, selective listening. Is probably the most, in my opinion, the most irritating shit you can actually encounter. I don't know if you've encountered that, where you gave this person or a group of people some specific important information. You could have told them just a simple story, and what they'll do is they'll pick out parts and pieces that they feel that's relevant, okay, and then ignore the things that you believe that's important, and shoot that information back out to you, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Or they could have also passed a message. You could have had a message, and you could have told this person to tell person A this message, and deliver it to person C, and they're probably person B, and they've taken the information and either gave them the total opposite of that information, or they picked out what they thought was important and actually didn't deliver the message to them accordingly, because they have selective hearing, they have selective listening, and that can be probably the most irritating thing in the world. I see a person that popped into the chat named General Purpose. Good morning, General Purpose. How you doing? So yeah, make sure you click that like button too as you come in. Click the like button. Likes are free, you guys. Help your boy get the likes up, hit the subs up, okay? I appreciate you guys coming to the channel too. I started uploading a lot of videos that were kind of relative to the channel, man, and they've been performing pretty good, just some of it just related videos, that other people made and shit, and I just thought to just post that shit, because it's related to my channel, Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel, so anyways, Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Click that like button as you come in, man. Likes are free. Click that subscribe button too. Broadcasting live downtown Kansas City, Missouri. So I'm gonna tell you some stories I've been through when it comes to a person who actually has selective listening skills, okay? Selective hearing skills too, and I'm gonna talk about monetization because I just also too I got monetized too. All right, yeah. So if you guys look, you'll see a super chat symbol. Yes, I finally got monetized. Okay, so yes, I did. So if there's a question you want to ask, you're welcome to shoot it in the super chat. If you guys know I want to do it free, cool. Just go ahead and just shoot that shit on the bottom. It's fine, and I'll just answer that question according to the topic. Okay, that topic make sure you guys got a reminder. Today's topic is going to be people with selective hearing and selective listening skills. Okay, selective hearing, selective listening skills. I don't call it skills. It's a fucking problem to me. Shit. You give a person some information they can't fucking comprehend the whole goddamn story. I mean that's pretty fucked up in my opinion. Shit. Click that like button. So I had a situation where I was just having a general conversation with this guy. He was an Uber driver, and I told him, I said, well, there's a program Lyft has where Lyft actually has a program where you can rent vehicles. Now I do know Uber has a program that is similar, but you can rent the vehicles. And let's say you don't have a car, you don't have a car, you don't have a vehicle, but you can actually rent their vehicles for a down payment. Usually the down payment, from my understanding, is about $350 with Lyft only. Okay, I'm not a big Uber fan. Okay, this is with Lyft only. Okay. And because if you ask people from Uber about the program, they'll just hit you with the I think, but Uber or Lyft or whatever, it's really, really transparent, straight to the point. I don't know. Some people love Uber, some people love Lyft. I don't know. I just have a preference of just using Lyft as the customer. Now, on the driver's end, I've never experienced it, so I was thinking about supplementing the income and actually doing that shit, because you do it right, you can make a quick $1,000 to $2,000 a week part time or whatever. Just to think about it, okay? Now remember, I'm not for sure if I want to do that shit, but it's just an option, okay? And but anyway, so we were in that conversation, and he was like, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm doing okay." And he had told me, he said, "Well, I got a master's degree, man, in this." And I said, "You got a master's degree in driving Uber?" "Yeah, I'm in business management, so this is different for myself, and this is no brainer." And I said, "So it's a no brainer for you to have a degree in business to do this shit, right?" Right? Because I'm sitting up there like, who the fuck actually requires you to have a damn degree to drive an Uber vehicle? I mean, come on, And he was like, very, very confident, very, very sure of himself. But when it all boiled down to it, I told him, well, hey, I qualified for Uber. And bear with me, you guys, I'm getting me some new coffee this morning. And I said, so I qualified for a Lyft. I'm sorry. And I know you're with Uber. And he was like, he just came out with it. Well, I can go ahead and tell you what to do, man. See, I wouldn't even go ahead and go for the rental program. I would just go ahead and actually get my own vehicle. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, I said, well, what if you're in a position though, who don't have their own vehicle, who's starting from zero? Now remember, I said starting from zero. That means starting broke, starting from zero, from the ground on up. You know what this motherfucker did? Selective hearing, motherfucker. Well, I'm just saying I would have my own vehicle. That's because you had your own vehicle when you started. When you first started, did you have your own vehicle? Yeah. So if you had your own vehicle and I'm starting from zero, right? No vehicle, right? What does this tell you, right? Well, I'm just saying I would start my own vehicle. And then also there's a whole bunch of buy here, play here places and everything. I said, sir, do you understand what starting from zero means? Starting from zero, being broke, starting absolutely from zero. And that did not register to him at all. He just doubled down, tripled down, all right? Well, I'm just saying, well, you can go to buy here, pay here later. So what money? Well, you don't have a job and everything. No, I'm telling you a situation, hypothetical situation of what would happen if I'm starting from zero, man. I told you I'm starting from zero. You understand? All right? Because I've never done this before. Starting from zero. I'm not trying to spend any money. I don't have any money. I didn't have any cars, all this other shit. I'm trying to tell this guy this shit. And his selective hearing ass is, well, you could still go to a buy here, pay here, or I got a master's degree, or that's what it was a no-brainer for me to drive Uber, and I'm sitting back like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? Like, he could not comprehend at all the words are starting from zero. So I had to come to him, and I had to ask him. So apparently all the people you know and surround yourself by, they must be very, very rich, have lots of money, are very fortunate, and all have cars. And he said, no, 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 no. I said, then if that's the case, then why in the world you keep still trying to push me towards something that has nothing to do with me, right? If I were to be in that situation, you know what that motherfucker said? I'm just saying though, man, I would have my own car and I would actually go to the buy here, pay here and shit. Fuck that noise, man. Listen, man. The point is, I was trying to say in that situation is this guy, I was, because in those Uber vehicles, Lyft vehicles, you can actually generate, pretty good conversation. I just so happened to run into a guy who actually had selective hearing and selective listening, meaning he picked out the little bit of information, all the information that I had, and he didn't comprehend the whole entire information that I was sending to. He didn't comprehend any damn thing, and I gave it to him clear as day. Told him the situation, starting from zero, started with no car, anything, and he just started going into detail about his degree. You need to go buy here, pay here. Uh, Everything he said, pretty much you got to have money for or whatever. So what I'm trying to say, I started getting a little bit like, oh my God, this fucker didn't understand shit. He just didn't. So luckily, I got a phone call from one of my ex neighbors of mine. She called me up and everything. And luckily, her phone call derived my mind from that conversation, because I know it was about to go left. You understand? It was about to go left. Pardon me. Coffee's not too bad this morning. But like I said, when it all boils down to it, you guys are going to run into guys out there that have lots of selective hearing, selective listening issues, and it's going to get under your skin. You're just going to have to learn how to manage that shit. You understand? Once you learn how to manage that shit, it'll put you in a position where you don't have to get stressed out, you don't have to argue, you don't have to get high blood pressure, none of that shit. All right? And you're going to run into those guys. Okay? You guys are going to run into those guys who have selective hearing, selective listening issues, And let me know inside the chat right now. Have you run into a guy or woman, doesn't matter, your boss at work, a neighbor, friend, family member, whoever, who had selective hearing, selective listening? They listen to what they want to hear out of the situation you describe to them, but they do not listen to the whole and part story. You understand? They don't listen to the whole goddamn thing. You understand? Pardon me, I'm about to get ready to pay for this shit. All right, how much owe you? Let me get 2 shots of Paul. You understand? I'm just telling y'all, I'm not playing with this shit, man. If you're gonna deal with a selective hearing motherfucker, you gotta be very, very, very careful. Now, general purpose said, how? I have trouble too. What do you have trouble with? Do you have trouble dealing with the selective hearing person? Right? You ready for me, buddy? Yeah. Do you have trouble dealing with a selective hearing person or a selective listener? Go ahead and swipe. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Do you have issues? He said, okay. Do you just repeat yourself over and over calmly? No, I'll do it like twice. I'll do it like twice. I'll go ahead and I'll repeat it to the person. Right? I would. But the problem is this, if I continue to repeat it and the person continues to double down and triple down, that's where my problem comes in at. We're good to go, buddy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If they continue to double down and triple down on their efforts, and I've actually made it clear to them, what my intentions are, what the story is or whatever, right? Then we're going to have the problem. And what I would just recommend is just get off the topic and switch the topic. You understand? If you can. Because when it comes to a selective hearer or a selective listener, it's all about managing the situation, Of course, we want to avoid it, but you want to manage it because you're going to be in situations where you can't get out of, and you got to deal with this motherfucker. You got to deal with this annoying piece of shit. You understand? You're going to know it. You're going to deal with his ass, and it's going to piss you the fuck off. You're going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? For real. So I got interrupted. Listen, I got lucky. I got interrupted by a phone call, by the Uber driver from a homegirl in the midst of that shit, So you're going to get into that shit, for real. Selective hearing, selective listeners, all that shit, Click that like button as you come in, you guys. I see you guys coming in. Click the like button. It's free. All right. Click the subscribe button, too. All right. I'll give you another example of a selective listener and a selective hearer because it could be very fucking annoying, okay? right? Females that always say the word all, okay? All. Now, on this channel, just like Tom Likas and many people, we speak in general, all right? Women in general out here, they don't understand what in general means. They just don't fucking know, okay? All right? When you talk in general, let's say I say a large percentage of women are fat, okay? If I say a large percentage of women are fat, does that mean I'm talking about every single woman? No, I said a large percentage. You see what I'm saying? Speaking in general, that means I'm talking about a percentage, okay? A larger percentage. A larger percentage could easily be over 50%. You understand? That's a large percentage. You see where I'm at? All right, but it's not covering every. You understand? It's not covering all, but it's covering a large percentage. That's speaking in general. That's speaking in fucking general, okay? All right? Some people don't understand what the term stereotype means, you know? I mean, stereotype is pretty much covering the whole basis saying, I don't know, all fat people are evil people. You see where I'm at? That's a stereotype. You see what I'm saying? All people who weigh over a certain amount of pounds, these people are, I don't know, mean or whatever, right? That's a stereotype. You see where I'm at? I didn't say, in that case, I'm assuming all of them of that particular situation, okay? All right? So, if I go ahead and I say the majority of divorces are converted by women or executed by women, and 87, you know, like 80, let's say I break down, I get technical, I say 87% of the divorces are executed by women. If I'm saying 87%, is that saying every single woman or all women? No. It's saying the majority of the divorces here in the United States matrix are executed by women, okay? Now, the selective hearing motherfucking woman, she's not hearing that. Her retarded ass, she's not hearing that. You could have brought the numbers out. You could have brought out the statistics, right? And you could have brought out the demographics, whatever the fuck. And her retarded ass still would not comprehend the fact that you said 87% of the women execute the divorces. In her mind, all women. And you are saying all women commit the divorces. You see what I'm saying? All right? That's a person who have selective hearing skills or selective hearing and selective listening issues or whatever the fuck. You understand? They have issues, okay? And all right, those individuals, you have to learn how to manage that shit. You understand? If you can avoid them, hell yeah, avoid the fuck out of them. But you're going to have to learn how to manage those motherfuckers, because what's going to end up happening is they're going to drag you in a situation where they're going to end up having you argue. They end up having your ass go back and forth. They're going to end up trying to prove they're right or right-er. But the real reality is you were just speaking in general. You were just speaking on a small percentage or a large percentage of people or of individuals or a particular topic or a particular type of story, whatever it may have been. Okay? Click the like button as you come in. All right? The topic today we're talking about is selective hearing and selective listening motherfuckers who got those issues, you know, because they will drag you into an argument. I swear to God they will, okay? Sometimes I actually believe these people, in my opinion, okay? I believe these people fucking intentionally do that shit. They intentionally do that shit so then they can try to get a rise out of you. If they're a narcissistic motherfucker, yeah, narcissists love arguing. If they're a narcissistic motherfucker, yeah, they're gonna try to get that shit out of you because they need that supply. If they're narcissistic, but you can't say that every person is narcissistic that does this. No, I believe, in my opinion, that a person who has selective hearing and selective listening, they have some type of inherent psychological problem. You understand? I'm not a psychologist, not a therapist. I can't fucking diagnose what the fuck it means. But if a person continues to do that, that is a fucking issue. You understand? So you have to learn how to manage it, because you're gonna come encounter with bosses that do that shit. You're coming across with your girlfriend. You're gonna come across with business colleagues, your neighbors, all that shit. And you're gonna have to say to yourself, okay, how do I manage this situation? You understand? All right. I'm a person of patience. I am. So to make sure I understand your question and answer your question, general purpose, in the chat. Repeating yourself, I'll repeat myself maybe once or twice, right? But I'm not going to do it like 5 times, 10 times, or whatever, because at that point, I'm just going to be pretty pissed off. You understand? Click that like button as you come in. I'm going to be pretty pissed off. I'm going to be pretty irritated. And then before you know it, I'm just going to switch the topic and say, look, I'm done, man. I've already told you 2 times, 3 times what the situation is. Apparently, you're not comprehending it, and that's it. And that person will have that evil smile, say, like you the retarded motherfucker. But why you got to switch the topic? Why you got to do this? Why you got to do that? I'm just trying to understand and shit, or whatever. But apparently, you're not understanding. So, hey, you know, no habla español. Tell that motherfucker that shit. Hell, it's better for me to speak another language. Do I got to write this shit on a chalkboard or marker board? Whatever the fuck. You understand? You got to be honest with yourself, man. Do you want to put yourself in that situation to deal with somebody like that? I don't. I don't want to deal with none of these motherfuckers like that. Shit, for real. I'll manage them and you know, just deal with them accordingly. But I'm not going to put myself in that situation. Take me a shot. Listen to me. I'm not dealing with no selective hearing motherfucker on a regular basis. I'm going to do as much as I can to manage the situation and try to get my ass out of there. I deal with them like narcissistic motherfuckers. Narcissistic motherfuckers, when you encounter them trying to get a fuel out of you, trying to get supply, trying to argue with your ass, once you spot them, you cannot tell them that they are narcissistic. You better not do that shit. Okay? One moment. You cannot tell them that they are the problem. No. Because narcissistic motherfucker, right? Borderline personality disorder motherfucker, they're going to double down and they're going to say you the problem. That's just what it is. You're the problem. I'm not the problem. You're the problem, and here's the reason why. And they're going to get loud. They're going to get angry. They're going to try to prove they're right and righter. And before you know it, you got yourself into an argument, man. So what do? You, in that particular situation, what you're going to do is you're going to try everything in your power to try to exit that situation. Stage right, number 1. Number 2, my favorite method is called the gray rock method. The gray rock method is the most powerful method. And remember, this subject, I'm not talking about narcissists, but just hear me out. The gray rock method is the method to where that you want to make yourself seem like the most boring, dull person in the world. So when you see any signs of getting ready to get in an argument, getting agitated or whatever from this motherfucker, right? You are going to switch the topic and just go silent, okay? Or dial down the conversation. That's just what you got to do. And what did he say? Let's see, General Purpose said, I have a troubled grandson, 15 years old, who has this problem. Really? Okay. He's a mama baby. Yeah. So he has selective hearing issues. Yeah, that's just what it is, you know? So how do you do that shit, man? You just go ahead, man, and I would just switch the topic on his ass, right? Or try to like distance yourself or make yourself look like the most boring, dull person. Because let's say he is a narc, right? You know, a narcissistic kid, right? My daughter just turned 16, by the way, last Tuesday, okay? On the day of this video. All right? And you said your grandson's 15 years old. Hear me out. You're going to want to try to switch that topic and go elsewhere. That's just what the fuck you want to do, you know? You want to make yourself look like the most boring person ever. And that person, even a little kid, they're eventually going to back off. It's just what it is, you know? You know, you pull that gray rock method. Gray rock is powerful. Gray rock is a powerful method, right? For real. I've dealt with it with women. It was hard for me to do because I wanted to argue with them and prove that I was right until I learned gray rock. And I said, man, why should I have to get high blood pressure based off this bitch? You know, she wants to accuse me of some shit that I didn't do, knowing damn well that she doesn't have any evidence, knowing damn well I didn't do it, and I'm not going to admit to this shit. You understand? Because if you're stupid, they're going to go ahead and force you to admit to something you didn't do. You understand? Look at Bill Cosby's situation. You look at Bill Cosby, yeah, a lot of those women tried everything in their power, narcissistic wives, to try to get this man to admit to some shit he didn't do. You understand? You know, detectives, you know, try to get a confession out of you to have you admit to some shit they didn't do because they're desperate. They're reaching, you know. They're trying to go ahead and get a paycheck. You understand? They're trying to get that popularity or whatever. They're trying to make a name for themselves. You understand? All right? It's sad state of affairs, but it's true, right? but you don't fucking admit to something that you didn't do, man. Especially if the person don't have any fucking evidence. I wouldn't recommend that shit, for real. But a selective hearing motherfucker, man, yeah, they're going to only hear and pick out parts and pieces of that shit, and then either twist the story, or they're gonna figure out what they're gonna pick out what they think is important, and then put that and then go ahead and reframe the story as if, you know, you were in the wrong, or you should have done it their way, all that shit. Detectives do that shit all the damn time. Yeah, the fuck they will, right? And I'm talking very, very bad detectives, man. We're talking crooked detectives, not the detectives where you can tell them the God honest truth, right? And they're just still trying to, you know, pick out what they want in the story to just get in the confession, man. No, not that, man. I'm talking about crooked ass detectives where you tell them the God honest truth, and then what'll end up happening, man, is after you tell them the truth, they'll try to re-ask the question psychologically wise to twist up your answer. You see what I'm saying? For real. All right, some of those motherfuckers got selective listening. You understand? And selective hearing. You understand? It could be dangerous, you guys. It could be dangerous because people came up, killed off that shit. People end up doing jail and prison time off that shit. You understand? You know, selective hearing, selective listening. You know, people lost jobs. You understand? For real. You know, I've lost a job too myself. You know, I had a plumbing job, man. I forgot to tell you guys. I think I told you that I'm a handyman. I do plumbing, heating and air conditioning, and refrigeration and electrical, right? And I also do a little bit of locksmithing. So I got a lot of handyman skills, whatever, right? So years ago, this is back in my 20s, way before my daughter was even born. And I ended up going to this job, man. And I ended up, you know, going there every day. I had to go fix the furnace. I had to design this ductwork and all this shit. This was all residential. But there were some plumbers coming in and out of there, right? And one particular plumber was a Hispanic plumber, and that motherfucker was so goddamn, I think he was jealous of my ass, man, because I had the freedom to drive my own van over to these job sites and shit, right, and do what I gotta do. But he thought, well, why in the world is he doing that? I should be able to do that, right? You know, one of those motherfuckers, right? But I was one of those guys that whenever I do a job, I go over there and just do it, and that's it. But there's always that one guy who try to come over there, get nosy, figure out what you're doing, and all that other bullshit, right? So what the fuck you think happened, man? So one day I there's this ductwork I put up on this furnace. I designed the plenum and all this shit. I taped it up, right, so I can make sure the air don't come out that motherfucker, right? So after I got done with the plenum, I got done with the air, all that shit, whatever, right? This motherfucker had the audacity, man, right off the gate. Because I guess he had the keys there to leave the door open, right? Because there's been a lot of contractors there. This was new rehab, right? A lot of contractors there. So the contractors, man, end up leaving the door open. I got keys there. He got keys there. And I get a call from the contractor that told me, hey, listen, did you know when you left out, the door was open, right? The windows was all open. The lights was all open. I said, excuse me? They said, yeah, when you left out. I said, no, I've already locked everything up and everything. What are you talking about? And he said, no, everything was open. And I said, fucking for real? He said, yeah, man, and that's bad business. So I said, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I did not do anything like that, right? You know? And so what he ended up doing, man, listen to this shit. What he ended up doing was he said, well, listen, since you had the keys, right, and the other contractors had the keys, we got no choice but to let you go. So I ended up, even though I told him, look, man, I locked it up before I left. I don't know what happened. He assumed that, hey, since the doors were open, right, unlocked, the lights were all open, whatever, and I actually had the keys, even though the other contractor had the keys, they let me go. You understand? All right. The selective hearing in that motherfucker is he wasn't fucking hearing the fact that, hey, you know, I was never responsible to do anything like that. It could have been me, it could have been anybody else. So he just went ahead and let me go and fired my ass. You understand? All right? So he let me go, right? But yeah, I got my last paycheck and all that other shit. And then the plumber who was jealous of my ass and shit, whatever, he continued on his job. They ended up keeping that motherfucker that had the keys. That's what's crazy about it, right? You know, and well, it was interesting. Let me throw this out there. Karma has an address, right? It never forgets. So after I got fired, word ended up having on the street right around the campfire because I kept in contact with the motherfucker. They ended up going to another job and shit, man. And they were supposed to have this job done, you know, pressure piping, right? There's a thing called pressure piping where in new construction, when you put the pipe in, they got to put an air compressor up to the pipe, and if the pipe can hold so many pounds of pressure, then it'll pass the inspection. Okay, they pressure piped them up. So they pressure piped the whole apartment complex pipes in this particular building, you know, and they didn't pressure pipe it right. And the guy, one guy had like a lot of anger issues. The Hispanic guy had a lot of anger issues and shit. What the fuck you think he did? Started yelling at motherfuckers. You're supposed to do it right. You're supposed to do it like this. You're supposed to do it like that. And of course, word got back to the campfire and shit. And yeah, they let his ass go. You can't be yelling at fucking goddamn construction workers like that and shit, man. Fuck that, And of course, he wanted to fight people and shit like that. But the point is that, man, you can't do people wrong, man, and expect that shit's going, you're going to always get away with it, I thought for years that people always got away with the evil shit they did. You understand? I did, until I witnessed in my life the people who did you wrong are the same people end up, guess what? They will end up getting fucked over eventually. Click the like button as you come in. Click the subscribe button. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not bullshitting, y'all. The same people that did you dirty will eventually be the same people who'll get fucked over in the end. Ask me how I know. You understand? My own mom, my own mother, she got fucked over badly, man. Fucked up real bad, because she was doing some evil ass shit, man, for real. My mother, she passed away, but she was an evil bitch. She was fucked up, man, for real. She red pilled me when I got into an older age about how fucked up women can be, man. I'll tell you, I'll give you a sneak peek about what's going on with myself. So she's so fucked up, right? And this is how I know females are really bad out here, man, for real. They make other good women look bad. But I will tell you this. I had a situation where I found out back when I was like about 16 years old, around my daughter's age, that my mother was getting child support from both my dad in both states of Missouri and Kansas. Remember, I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, okay? All right? So we got the Kansas City, Missouri side and Kansas City, Kansas side, okay? All right? I'm downtown KCMO, so I'm like within like a few minutes from Kansas City, Kansas. So I can literally go over to Kansas right now if I want to, okay? This is how close our cities are, right? Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas. This bitch of a mom was so sarcastic. She went to left my father, ended up cock hopping, and my mom ended up cock hopping, got with another guy, married the guy, got child support, right, from Missouri, and tried to have my dad pay child support for both Missouri and Kansas, not only just for myself, but also to the other guy's kids, man, that she had, man. She had another dude's kids outside of wedlock, man, that she married and tried to get my father to pay for that shit, okay? All right? You guys are like, damn, that's dark. Yeah, it is. And so we wondered for years why mom don't have a regular job, because she always worked under the table, right? We couldn't find out she owes so much child support to the point that, it's illegal for you to get child support from multiple states. You understand? You can only get child support from one state, And so at the time or whatever, but she figured out a way to actually have my dad pay for both Missouri and Kansas, which was crazy, because back in those times, yeah, I remember DNA testing wasn't fucking famous and shit. So yeah, at those times, a woman can go down in the court and the courts would just believe her that he was abusive and he busted a nut in her. Bam, that kid is yours and the dude has to pay. Like, it's fucked up, isn't it? But what was also the topping of the cake, get this. Me, I got another brother and two sisters, right? I'm a 4 full-bloods, okay? I'm the oldest, okay? 4 full-bloods, right? My dad got 27 of us, okay? All right, 27 on us just on my dad's side. On my mom's side, there's a total of about 8 of us, you understand? All right, about 8, okay? One of them died when she was first born. But anyway, so what ended up happening, guess what happened? My mom ended up giving my last name, naming me and my brothers and sisters the last name of the dude that she fucking married, man. That's fucked up, ain't it? I'm gonna say it again. My mother gave us the last name of another dude that she married and we're not the kids of that man. You understand? So she didn't give that man, right, give us our father's last name or her last name, right, her biological last name. That would have been smart. Okay? I'm sorry, there's the ambulance coming by. All right? Let me get the fuck out of Dodge. I hate that shit. Bear with me, give me a moment. Wait for this shit to go down. We're gonna see. Can I pause this shit? I don't think I can pause it. Hold up, give me a moment, y'all. Hold tight. Shit loud. I don't like this shit. I don't like that shit, y'all. When I tell good ass stories and shit, dark ass stories, ambulance and all that shit pop by, I don't like that shit. Police, all that shit. There's another one coming by too, I think. Hearing from a distance away. Anyway, so she gave me and my brothers and sisters the last name of another dude that she married. We are bearing that curse to this motherfucking day. Click that like button as you come in. Click that subscribe button, okay? So around the MGTOW campfire, I asked these guys this shit, because you gotta remember, in MGTOW, we talk about the most darkest stories of this shit. We do, okay? Any of my fellow MGTOWs that's inside of this who's watching this shit, we talk about the darkest stories of all. The darkest stories of the MGTOW campfire. We'll let you guys know some shit. But how does that sound to you? Your mother marry another man, had kids by another man, and give you the last name of another guy that you, as a child, right? You as a child is not related to, okay? All right? And they broke up, by the way. They're not together. They broke up, right? They broke up and all that shit, yeah. So my brother and sisters, right? My other brothers and sisters, right, that she had with this guy, right? They got their original last name from that guy. But us, they went on ahead, after she married, she took the last name of us and gave us the last name of that man. That's pretty fucked up. We gotta live with that shit. So all of my degrees, Social Security cards, all that shit got my last name. The last name I have is carrying of another fucking man. You understand? All right? So where does this go with selective hearing? Where does this go with selective listening? Okay? All right? I'm going to break that down to you. So when it comes to selective hearing, I know you guys sit over there shaking your head like, damn, that's some dark shit. Yeah, it is. It's some dark ass shit. So, what does it got to do with selective hearing? What does it got to do with selective listening? Okay? My mother was forewarned by the courts. She was forewarned by my father and everybody to do not do that shit. All right? Because these are the consequences and they will hurt the children. She wasn't listening to that shit. She was listening to the fact that, hey, I want to hurt their father as much as possible. Fuck that noise. I want to hurt the father as much as possible. I know they're his kids. I do know that. But I want to hurt the father as much as possible. So she selected what she wanted to hear, right? And what did she want to hear, you guys? Paycheck. That's right. I get to put him on child support. I get to get revenge on him. And I get to write off on the set, writing on a new sausage. Okay? Fuck the kids. Even though they got another guy, last name, at least I got my revenge. Okay? She thought in the moment, I got the other guy's last name. My two sisters got the other guy's last name. My other brother got the other guy's last name. And that's it. This is a legal binding document that we are cursed with for the rest of our life. Now, I could go down to the courts now that I'm age, right? I'm of age. I could pay a couple grand or whatever the fuck it is, and I can change my last name. I could do that. I have my last name on a lot of documents, right? A lot of documents. When she got up in age and we explained this shit to our mother, what the fuck she looked at us? She just looked at us with this fucking weird look like, oh shit, these motherfuckers found out. Yes, we did find out. What did you expect? You thought we were just going to go ahead and ignore this shit? No. And it's absolutely true. We're going to say it again. It's absolutely true. When a child gets of age, they will eventually find out the truth about the parents. All right? They'll eventually find out the truth about the father. They'll eventually find out, why did this bitch keep the children away? Why does she abuse us? Or why did she say dad abused us knowing he did? They will find this shit out. The women who are looking at this channel here, if you're keeping your kids away from the father, you should be you should be ashamed of yourself, you stupid son of a beep. Why are you keeping your kids away? Well, he's abusive and all this. Did you file a police report? No, but I'm just saying that he's abusive. How to get the kids away? Shut up. Go file a police report, you stupid chick. This dude could have been the best. You're just pissed off. A lot of these women are mostly pissed off because the father failed to be a good, stable person in the relationship, right? But they take the relationship and take it out on the kids. He's probably a fantastic father. Probably the best goddamn father ever. But they take the relationship, right? They take the relationship and they take it out on the kids all the damn time. All the time women do that shit. They take the relationship, take it out on the kids, so then therefore the father can suffer. He's probably a fantastic father. He might have been horrible at the relationship, but what's interesting is the majority of them, they take it out on the kids and let the kids suffer because of the simple fact that she didn't get what she wanted out of the relationship. Click that like button as you come in. Click the subscribe button. I see a lot of people coming in. They don't want to push that like button. I don't know. So anyway, where am I going with this? I'm trying to tell you guys, when it all boils down to it, you can't put all of your eggs in one basket when it comes to a person, okay, of selective hearing and selective listening. You can't, okay? Because they're only going to pick out what information to them is more important, right? But they're going to ignore the information that you figure that it is substantial, okay? Selective hearers, selective listeners only pick out the information that is important to them, okay? But not the information that is relevant or important to you. Click that like button, you guys. I told you guys, click that shit. It's fucked up, man, but it's really true. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. They don't want to go ahead and actually admit to themselves. They don't. They want to admit to themselves and say to themselves, right, that, hey, I better pay attention to what the hell exactly what he's saying, pay attention to detail, because this thing could actually benefit me or it can help that individual. They don't pay attention to that shit. No. They're not really good at paying attention to detail. Me, I'm a pretty detail-oriented person. Am I perfect? Fuck no. You know? But the majority of the time, yeah, I'm pretty okay when it comes to paying attention to detail. You know, little things like that, you know? All right? The boys on my channel, you guys are listening here. You guys know I'm pretty good at detail. Not the best, but I do the best that I can. You understand? You guys from TikTok, because I got a lot of guys who came over from TikTok, watching and shit, listening to shit. You guys know that I don't fuck around, you know, when it comes to detail, you know, and I try to listen to you guys' stories and kind of hear you out, look at your comments, shit like that. You know, I try my best to. But I just want you guys to be aware of selective hearing and selective thinking individuals. You have to. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to encounter 1, 2, maybe 10 of them, whatever. And then before you know it, this person's going to end up fucking with your life. They're going to fuck up your situation. They're going to fuck up your business opportunity. They're going to fuck up what you got going on with your family. You understand? You know, because they only pick out what they both figure that that is relevant to them. All right? They don't take your feelings. They don't take your story in consideration, not the seriousness of it. No, they don't. They only take in consideration what they figure that is serious and relevant. You understand? Look at that. I got more ambulance, sirens and shit coming out. I'm not bullshitting. All right, I'm not. But anyways, you guys, another thing too about selective hearing motherfuckers is this. I want to talk about jobs too. Jobs, gigs, businesses. Selective hearing motherfuckers in there. All right. They do a lot of surprising shit that is unexpected, man. Very, very unexpected. Very spontaneous. All right. I went to a title company one day. I was flipping a home, wholesaling a home. I went to a title company, and as I was going to the title company, I talked to the seller right prior to this, and I said, "Well, we can meet at my title company at this date and this time." He said, "Okay, sure." It's an elderly man. All right, and so I'm thinking we're gonna go there. We're gonna sign the contract. They're gonna go over this, and what the fuck you think happened? The most fucked up shit ever. I'm going back to that same store I'm going to. I'm gonna warm up my coffee, yeah. But what the fuck you think happens? So I'm thinking it's gonna be me and him one-on-one. No, he popped up with a real estate agent, and also too, he popped up with not just a real estate agent, but he popped up with his daughter. His daughter had the audacity to say, I'll never forget this shit, that look at him. He don't have, what's in that briefcase? Do you have some money in that briefcase? I'm gonna use your microwave. Is that okay, sir? All right. And I said, why the fuck would I have some money inside of a briefcase at the title company? Title company doesn't accept cash, right, to close these deals. A closing attorney doesn't accept cash. No. You have to bring in either a wire, a check, or multiple money orders. And so what she was trying to do, right, was to frame my character in front of the real estate agent to make it look like I was very, very inadequate putting this deal together. You understand? All right. What she wasn't hearing was she wasn't there at the conversation that me and him had. Only thing she heard was this guy wants to buy my house, and that was it, right? But probably behind closed doors, they figure, oh, he's trying to scam me, and I want to be there just in case he scams me or whatever, man. I'm at a title company. We're right at the closing office, you understand? What the fuck am I going to go ahead and scam for, you understand? And, there's no way to scam, I'm just putting it under contract, and then I'm just going to sell the contract to another guy, and that's it. That's pretty much it. And I'm at a title company. So, in that case, the deal fell apart. The real estate agent who magically was there, the daughter was magically there, made the deal fall apart. And yeah, because they wanted to make me look like that I was inadequate to pull this. You understand? It's just what it is. They wanted to make me look like that I was inadequate, and the real estate agent can do everything. So because the real estate agent, the only thing he wanted to do was take the property and list it, right, to retail. Wholesalers, we do the opposite. We don't listen to retail. No. We get under contract below market value at what the seller and I agree upon, and we sell the deal for a higher fee. If the house is worth, let's say, 150 grand, or get under contract, let's say, for 10 grand, flip it for 50 grand and make a quick $40,000 assignment fee. Do you have any paper towels, napkins? They don't have any over there, man. I appreciate it. I got a little bit of a spill. Thank you. But you guys see where I'm going with this shit? That's what's going on. People will actually degrade you, make you look like crap, just to make their character look better. And I don't want you guys to be in that situation. You understand? All right? She wasn't, and he wasn't, the father, whoever the guy was, they weren't listening to the fact that this is my best intentions. This is what I wanted to do. Only thing they were hearing was, well, let me go ahead, bring my daughter in. This guy might scam me, and that's it. You understand? Now, don't get me wrong. I flipped a lot more deals. Come on, man. You're going to meet sellers. You're going to meet cash buyers where deals are going to fall apart because the person either simply doesn't want to cooperate or the person has selective hearing, selective listening. They don't want to pay attention to logic. They only want to listen to what they are convinced is for the best interest. You understand? And you just got to have an open mind on things and say, okay, great, cool. This wasn't for me, or God said this wasn't for me, or whatever, and just walk away from the situation. You know, every situation is not going to work out for you. It's not. You know, ask me how I know. Shit, I got a lot of situations that fell apart, fell to shit, and had another situation that landed in my lap, and I was blessed with. You understand? I was fucking blessed with. You know, so make sure you guys understand this shit too, man. You know, not everything is going to happen in your best interest. A lot of noise and shit. This downtown KCMO, Kansas City, Missouri, a lot of noise and shit. Not everything is going to go ahead and be in your best interest, okay? Some people will be in your best interest, but not all situations going to be in your best interest, okay? Not everybody's going to be able to comprehend and understand what you mean, but there are going to be that percentage of people that will. You understand? That percentage of people who understands and comprehend what you mean, those are the people that you kind of want to keep around you. You understand? You do. You know, who actually want your best interest, who want you to succeed. Now, don't get me wrong.